Zubimendi sale confirmed. Zubimendi is gonna be sold by the side of Real Sociedad. Remember, he was one of those players that Arsenal were looking at in the summer transfer window of 2023, but he stood his ground. Barcelona were there, and Real Sociedad said he is not up for sale. But right now, it looks like this guy is up for sale, and teams like Arsenal are willing to obviously go ahead and obviously do the needful to get this deal over the line. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. It's a Tuesday. It's the 23rd of January 2024, and hope you guys are really doing fine. And this is Rokani David. You can as well call me already onto this channel that brings you your latest news and information as far as everything is really concerned. We are going to delve a little bit into the very hot transfer that is happening anytime from now. That is Kalvin Phillips to West Ham. And lastly, we'll talk about how Tottenham Hotspur is gonna hate obviously reject, £20 million for Emerson Royo from Cristiano Ronaldo's side Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia. Let's see close to 200 likes in the video, and hope you guys are having fun wherever you are. Let's start off with Real Sociedad's Zubimendi, and the story was brought to us by Kaya Kainak. He is an Arsenal correspondent for the Football London, meaning that he's really the fly on the wall down in Arsenal, and he has gone ahead and told us that Real Sociedad would be open to selling Martin Zubimendi, who has a £53 million clause. Arsenal, meanwhile, have a good relationship with the Spanish team. A deal this month is highly unlikely to happen. Zubimendi keen to stay for now. Obviously, he has come out to make a very clear point, as people have been asking themselves as to whether Arsenal will get in Zubimendi. And in this transfer window, we have very many desktop journalists that sit there and obviously try to really put out stories on their social media platforms. You saw those linking Benzema to Arsenal and very many others, until the transfer gurus like Fabrizio Romano, David Austin came up and really went ahead to put up a very huge fact about they are not coming. And for Zubimendi, first and foremost, if you're an Arsenal fan, don't anticipate that transfer to happen during the January transfer window. No way. It's not going to happen, because Real Sociedad is still in the Champions League, and they would love to see to it that they obviously go further and further and further. And with Zubimendi, they believe they can obviously make better impact for their side and continue really scoring very many points to go to the round of 8. That is the quarterfinal. So don't anticipate that Zubimendi transfer to happen in January. But in the summer, I repeat it, Real Sociedad has decided to sell Zubimendi. They've gone ahead to really make a very good go at him, and the release clause he has in his contract is £53 million. That is 60 million euros. And if Arsenal can obviously trigger that buyout clause, they will find this player up for grabs. Zubimendi plays for Real Sociedad and is into the Spanish national team. And when you look at what his age is all about, it shows you that he is in that prime age that Arsenal will always want. Zubimendi is just 24 years of age, and the force that Arsenal is building, or the juggernaut that Arsenal is building, is averaging 24 years of age. When you look at the goalkeeper, David Raya 27, Benjamin White is like 25 years, 26, Zinchenko I think 26, Saliba 22, Gabriel Magalhaes I think 26, 27. Then you get in Declan Rice 24, Kai Havertz 24, Odegaard 25, Saka 22, Martinelli 22, Gabriel Jesus 26 years of age. That is what Arsenal is really building at the side of the Emirates, meaning that this guy ticks all the boxes that Mikel Arteta wants, and he's had that flair for some long time. To show you that he's a flair player, or a flamboyant player, even Xavi has gone ahead to really trace for him and would love to sign him at Barcelona. He missed out on him last summer because Sociedad was like, I cannot leave we cannot sell this player. And even the player himself said, I want to really play in the Champions League because I've gone ahead to really take my team in the Champions League, and I would love to play and represent my team because he's a born and bred of Real Sociedad, academy graduate, and he's really doing better that side. So in the summer, the list of midfielders that Arsenal is being linked to is really increasing. You might see Arsenal getting in 1 or 2 midfielders in the summer as we prepare to really get ourselves ready into the mode of the transfer window, because Douglas Luiz is one of those who is really topping the list. There is Amadou Onana. There is Zubimendi. Which other midfielder is being talked up or linked to Arsenal? The other one is Chiomini at Real Madrid. We've seen Quinton Timber, the brother of Julian Timber. All those midfielders are being linked to the side of Arsenal, and we're waiting to see how Arsenal is gonna really get the going in a better way possible. So Zubimendi is up for sale in the summer, and if Arsenal are willing to obviously do the needful and obviously get him in, he is really ready available. What is Arsenal hinging on to get this deal on the line? They've told us that Arsenal meanwhile have a good relationship with the Spanish team, meaning that Arsenal are really having a good relationship with Real Sociedad because they went ahead to loan Kientieni there, and they have a very good chance to see to it that they can use Kientieni as a make weight and then add this side some more money, because for Kientieni he can be valued for like £20 million, and maybe Arsenal will cough like more 40 to Real Sociedad, because Real Sociedad look like they want to obviously have Kientieni onto their side and has gone ahead to impress. Amidst him not being a regular and his consistency levels have been affected by the injuries, Sociedad look like they're okay with the player and they believe he will obviously take their team to where they deserve to be. And some players are kept in the team not because they play a lot of games, but because of their attributions when it comes to the dressing room. That is Real Sociedad for you. So Arsenal has a very good relationship with Real Sociedad. They loaned a player that side, and they'll obviously be willing to obviously make a decision. But all that will depend on how much Arsenal will be left with after going in for Douglas Luiz, a centre forward and a defender whom they are trying to sign during this January transfer window, who is really a versatile defender. And that story is coming in through next because it has been confirmed to us by Sami Mikbo, one of the tier 1 journalists coming in through from the Daily Mail in the United Kingdom. So that is all about Zubimendi, and you can as well come in through and tell me your thoughts about Zubimendi to Arsenal, and it's really gonna happen very, very, very soon in the summer, and it's all about Arsenal making a decision on whether, after signing Douglas Luiz, who is that second midfielder they're going to look at too, because players like Thomas Partey and Jorginho might really pave way out of that side of Arsenal, and they'll leave a very huge vacuum to be filled, and those boots will need players like Zubimendi, who have gone ahead to obviously find themselves ticking all boxes that Mikel Arteta wants in a midfield player to play in the central axis for the side of Arsenal. Then let's go to the biggest story right now. It's all about Kalvin Phillips being linked to Barcelona, being linked to Juventus, being linked to other teams. This time around, it has not gone as planned. It looks like West Ham are really trying to really get this deal done and dusted. Now, yesterday, Fabrizio Romano first told us that West Ham and Manchester City are in direct contact for Kalvin Phillips. More will follow this week as West Ham want to insist on this one. Barcelona are currently not working on this deal, as stated in the morning. Now, after telling us that West Ham are in direct contact with Manchester City to sign Kalvin Phillips, they went ahead and really told us the following. That is Fabrizio Romano, Mr. Here we go, that Kalvin Phillips getting closer and closer to West Ham. Negotiations are advancing as reported yesterday. New round of talks will take place soon as the feeling on West Ham United remains positive. Discussions ongoing with Manchester City on structure of the deal. Let me tell you the points that I'm going to obviously find into this point as far as everything is concerned. Now, remember, West Ham are really looking for replacement of Declan Rice, and they would love to have another steady midfielder into that side of West Ham. And trust me, if they get in Kalvin Phillips, it will be an upgrade by the way, because before Kalvin Phillips went to Manchester City and flopped, I thought that he was really having a very good career, more than that of Declan Rice. And he was really one of those players that if at all he had played a season at a team like Leeds or any other team like West Ham or that was not Manchester City, he would have gone ahead to cost a lot of money for that team that would have gone ahead to go in for him. Because even Manchester City went ahead to pay close to £55 million to buy him from Leeds to join them, meaning that he was a quality player and every team wanted him. Arsenal, Manchester United, Tottenham Hotspur, Newcastle, every big team in the Premier League wanted him and wanted his services, but he chose to go to Manchester City because Man City went ahead to convince him to join them. But ever since he joined Manchester City, his career has been on the decline. So, right now, he really wants what we call a revival. And that revival is going to be given to him by David Moyes. David Moyes will come out and really tell him that, please, you're going to get into my first team. And obviously, there is space for him because everyone would love to see Edson Alvarez at West Ham partnering up well with, what's the name of the guy? With Kalvin Phillips, and that's why these talks have gone ahead to intensify. Then, on the side of Manchester City, this is the biggest opportunity they will ever have to obviously lure West Ham into their hole, or into their trap. Why? You remember that Manchester City had gone ahead to make a bid for Lucas Paqueta, but because Lucas Paqueta had some charges, of betting and so on and so forth, Man City pulled out of that deal and went ahead to sign Matheus Nunes for Wolverhampton Wanderers, meaning that the interest has not gone ahead to die off. Lucas Paqueta is still a player that Manchester City really want to play alongside Rodri. So they are using this player, Kalvin Phillips, to send him on loan, and they will know that it's going to perform very well. Then in this summer, they'll tell West Ham, you are having Kalvin Phillips. He's worth £40 million because we'll accept that loss of £15 million. And Lucas Paqueta is £80 million. So can we add you more £40 million and obviously get in Lucas Paqueta? So it will depend on what West Ham will look at that deal like, because Kalvin Phillips is a very good player. That is it. And in the system of the system of West Ham, he's going to really work well. And I know he has pressure coming in through from the manager of the national team of England, that is Gareth Southgate, telling him that you need to get into a fast team that is going to really take you playing the games of football and be fit by the time we go to the Euros. So, Kalvin Phillips is also going to see this opportunity after other teams like Newcastle, Barcelona, Juventus have gone ahead to fail him, and West Ham have come in at the right juncture to get the going. Remember, for West Ham, they are also playing into the UEFA Europa League, and adding Kalvin Phillips into that team is going to really improve that side, especially in that midfield. He is a physically built well player. He is a flamboyant player, press resistant, and he has a lot he does to the game. So wait and see how that pans out. But it looks like today we might hear Fabrizio Romano sounding a here we go as far as this is really concerned. That is it. So after that, let's go to the deal of Emerson Royo. Now, a story is coming in through from Mail Sport, confirming to us that Tottenham Hotspur have gone ahead to reject a bid of £20 million for Cristiano Ronaldo's Al Nassr for Emerson Royo. When you look at Tottenham Hotspur, they're having Pedro Neto playing as the right back, but Emerson Royo has come out, obviously, do what we call acting as a plaster on the wound. And trust me, there is no position in that back line of Tottenham Hotspur that Emerson Royo hasn't gone ahead to play. He has played as a right back, he has played as a left back, he has played as a central defender every time Spurs really had crisis. And if I told you an understanding manager, you cannot let Emerson Royo leave your club because you know exactly what he brings in your team is versatility. And nowadays you see to it that teams go in for more versatile players that can play in multiple positions. And this is what Emerson Royo gets here at the side of Tottenham Hotspur. And I don't find any valid reason for really sending this guy out. And that is exactly why we are here to bring you this story. And that is a very good decision, that they don't want to lose him. They've gone ahead to show support. And it has been a £20 million deal that Spurs have gone ahead to say, no way, we are fighting to go to the Champions League. When we go to the Champions League, we'll have a chance to make close to £100 million. So Why should we sacrifice £100 million for £20 million? Because Sergio Romero and Van der Ven, you have no assurance that they are going to keep fit. Secondly, Sergio Romero is a man who is really red card and yellow card prone. You know, he can really get in more 5 and miss out on a game. He can get a red card and miss out on 3 games, meaning that even if you're having Van der Ven and this guy is Duskin that is going to have to sign in from Genoa, it does not end there, meaning that you'll need more and more players because injuries are going to come into play. So it will unfold into a fact that they need Emerson Royo as their versatile central defender. And remember, Dyer has been sold to Bayern Munich and they're really short with players. So I think they're going to have to make a very good decision, and I think Ange Postecoglou has really gone ahead to really get a backing that he wants and is going to have to show support to this player. So guys, your thoughts on Zubimendi for sale are welcome in the comment section below. And what do you make about Kalvin Phillips transfer to West Ham? Very close. Then Emerson Royo, £20 million bid rejected. Good morning, my mates. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and bye bye. The Muslims, Barak Laufikum.